You're watching News X. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Two more Hindu monks have been arrested in Bangladesh amidst a string of targeted attacks on the minority community. The development comes amidst widespread protests by Hindus across Bangladesh following the arrest of another monk, Chinmoy Krishna Das, earlier this week on sedition charges, whose arrest had led to widespread protests in the country. Earlier, Bangladesh authorities had ordered the freezing of bank accounts of 17 people associated with ISKCON, including that of Chinmoy Krishna Das. This comes as a flurry of attacks on the Hindu community in the neighboring nation in recent months, which also included vandalization of temples and idols of deities. Joining us now live is Radha Raman Das, Vice President ISKCON, Kolkata. Radha Raman Das, thank you very much for being with us today on News X. Let me begin by asking you what you make of this crackdown on ISKCON in Bangladesh, the arrest, of course, over there of Chinmoy Krishna Das, and also the ordering of freezing of accounts of 17 people associated with ISKCON as well.
The whole episode is very, very unfortunate, and we are baffled that ISKCON is being branded as a terrorist organization, and there was an effort to ban it. So there are constant attacks. Like 3 days back, there was one of our temple in Sivganj. The mob, they gathered around our temple, one of the centers, and then they gave 3 hours ultimatum to police to close the temple, or they threatened that they will themselves do it. So fortunately, police came and they rescued our devotees from that temple, and then they closed the temple. Yesterday also, they attacked one of our centers and vandalized whatever was inside and looted things. So things like this we are seeing. Also, 4 of our monks are now in jail. So Chinmoy Krishna Das, he was arrested before, but 2 brahmacharis who used to go to prison to deliver his medicine and food. So day before yesterday, when they, after giving food and medicine to in the jail, when they were returning back, the police arrested them. And the secretary of Chinmoy Krishna Das, he has also been arrested. So also police is not giving any reason why they have arrested them. So this whole thing is like, what's happening in Bangladesh, that is very, very shocking.
Absolutely. Also, the fact is, Radha Raman Das, we have seen this. It's a pattern. It's not something that suddenly happened. It's a pattern, of course, after the government change in Bangladesh. What do you make of the way the minority is there, the Hindu community has been targeted in a sustained pattern?
The history of Bangladesh is very like, if we go back, if we see 4 or 5 decades. So we know at one point the Hindu population was almost 30%, just few decades ago. Which is right now is around 7%, 7.8 or something like that. So we see that, how the Hindu population has decreased so drastically. In 1971, during the war, this is from Wikipedia page. So on Wikipedia page, there is a page on Hindu genocide 1971. And there the figure given is that around 3 million Hindus were killed, and almost 3 to 4 lakh Hindu women were raped. So this is a figure from 1971. So we know that 3 million is such a big figure, but hardly we knew. Even I didn't knew about this. But so this is so tragic. So many people killed for no fault. And we are more surprised that ISKCON, being such a global and organization, and we are busy in serving people, whether it is war zones, whether during COVID time. During COVID time, when everybody was in the comfort of their homes, isolated, that time was the most like ISKCON devotees were the most busy. Because from early morning, we used to take our vehicles, and we used to go reach out to people, and whoever didn't have food or ration, we used to supply. Even medicines we have supplied. So for in Bangladesh also, there are every year there is a lot of natural calamities, and our ISKCON devotees, they are always there, standing with people in their grief. And when they serve, they don't see one person's religion or caste or nationality or color or creed. So for such, even I will just, in 1971, when there was this lot of turmoil was there, and there was no food, and people were dying due to hunger. That time, ISKCON founder Acharya's one of his well-wisher, George Harrison. George Harrison was the Beatles' very famous rock band star. So Prabhupada encouraged him to do something for Bangladesh. And George Harrison and Ravi Shankar, they did concert for Bangladesh, and millions of dollars were collected, which was sent to Bangladesh and was used for serving people of Bangladesh. So ISKCON has done so much for the people of Bangladesh, and always our devotees there, they are so loyal to Bangladesh. But this is very baffling that what happened suddenly, that you must have seen how the crowds are going on the streets, and they're chanting slogans like, catch ISKCONite, ISKCON devotees one by one, and torture them and slaughter them. So like this, what happened suddenly, this is very, very baffling for us.
Yes. Now, what is ISKCON Global doing about helping Chinmoy Krishna Das and getting him released as soon as possible and giving him as much legal help as possible as well?
You must have seen that the 51 lawyer who came in support of Chinmoy Krishna Das, their homes were attacked. And one of the lawyer, who was his main lawyer, is battling for his life after he was attacked. His condition is very serious. And latest what I am hearing is that all the lawyers who represented him, police is filing cases against them. So, this is very unfortunate. The legal right, if a person can't fight his case legally, if that is also not
Yes, and the
allowed.
fact is, I believe Shyam Prabhu Das went to meet him, and he was detained as well.
Yeah, and these two simple brahmacharis, Shyam Prabhu and another devotee brahmachari, so they just carried medicine and food to his jail, and while coming back, they were arrested. You just see the picture of these simple brahmacharis. Do they look like terrorists or somebody who will be involved in some illegal activities? But this is very shocking that whoever, like, they are trying to cut off Chinmoy Krishna Das all legal help, and even the personal basic things like food and medicine. So if they want, this is very unfortunate. Yes.
Yes. Now, as far as, of course, the Indian government is concerned, what would you urge them to do in this particular juncture? What would be your appeal to them?
Indian government, we saw that they issued many statements. Even the Honorable Foreign Minister, he gave a statement in our Parliament. Honorable Prime Minister is briefed about the condition of Bangladesh. But the situation is so dire and helpless, and we all our ISKCON devotees, worldwide ISKCON devotees and community, we are feeling so helpless that we just remember when Draupadi in Mahabharata, when Draupadi was being disrobed by Dushashan, then Draupadi, she first, asked Bhim to help. Oh, Bhim, please help me. Arjuna, please help me. Please save my dignity. And she called all her 5 husbands, but they looked down. Then she called Bhisma Pitama and then Gurujans, but nobody came to help her. She even tried to hold with her own strength her sari, but when she understood that neither people around her, her relatives, is going to help her, and even her strength is not enough to help herself, she just raised her hand, and then she cried for Krishna's help. So our devotees, unable to help these innocent Bangladeshi devotees in Bangladesh, and these Bangladesh devotees also, like Draupadi, they are crying for help with United Nations and other governments of the world. But when they are realizing that nobody is coming for their rescue. So today, on 1st December, worldwide ISKCON community, ISKCON has presence in more than 150 countries. We have more than 850 big temples all over the world, and thousands of small centers, where today, on 1st December, from Vladivostok to Los Angeles, from Tokyo to Toronto, from Iceland to New Zealand. In all these temples, millions of ISKCON devotees are right now, they have gathered, and they are like helpless Draupadi. They are crying for the help of Krishna to protect these Bangladeshi Hindus.
Yes. Also, you know, are you pretty disappointed with how there is global silence over the issue as well? You know, world leaders, world's nations are not speaking out as they should on this issue.
Yeah, actually, the whole situation is very unfortunate. The silence of the world is most baffling. United Nations has such big buildings, and there is United Nations Human Rights also, the department also. So I just wonder what the officials of these big buildings whole day doing. Doesn't United Nations Human Commission or whatever their name is, beautiful names, they are able to hear the cries of Bangladeshi Hindus who are for last 100 days crying for help, and the situation is getting, from one. Yesterday we saw that even some tourist bus which was coming from Tripura and traveling towards India was, attacked, and people were beaten and looted. What was the fault of these people? What was the fault of these people? They were just, on transit visa. They were passing through Bangladesh. So terrible things like this. Yesterday, one reporter was also arrested. So that's why I feel completely helpless. And we here in ISKCON Kolkata, the whole day we are praying for these innocent souls in Bangladesh, and whole day we will be praying for them.
Yes. Okay. Also, as far as, of course, now this situation is concerned, where do you see things headed in the next few days and weeks? Even as, of course, the violence sees no signs of abating on the Hindu community.
As I said, that personally, devotees are very disheartened, and they don't know, because even the Indian government, they issued statements, but the government which will really make difference is the government of Bangladesh. They have to act. So what we can say, you can see the visuals, which is very dangerous. 10,000, 50,000 mobs, they are with swords in their hands. They are on the streets and chanting very dangerous slogans. They are going into minorities areas, and they are attacking their temples. They are attacking their houses. They are attacking their omens. So I personally, for last so many days, I receive videos from devotees there. And personally, I have, my BP was 210 or something like that. So personally, my health is, I'm getting affected with all these things. So that's why today we chose that whole day we will pray like helpless Draupadi. We will pray to Krishna to intervene and save these innocent souls.
My thanks to you, Radha Raman Das, for joining us with your perspective on this big story.